Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Right. Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you. Like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it. 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork. It's pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
All the best. Welcome back after a very long weekend. I hope you had a great 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Woohoo! That was fun. If I hadn't got a migraine and missed all the fireworks, unfortunately it happens. I'm back. It's me, Megan Fox. I'm your favorite medium smart journalist, and I am here today with my usual panel of ladies. That's right. There are no dicks on this panel. No dicks at all. Actually, we just have the girls here today. Mo in the Deep End, House of Flux, and Jennifer Williams, who is with You Are the Power, and we are going to be watching Jennifer Williams' testimony today in the Hernandez trial. We are so excited for this. I feel like I've been waiting the whole trial. I know.
I don't know that it's that exciting, but it was exciting for me to get it over with so I could be in there the rest of the way. That's
true. Is that what you were feeling when you were finally taking the stand, where you're like, thank God this is going to be over so I can watch the rest of this?
Yes, I really wanted to. I was like, Catherine, call me first. Like, get me out of the way so I could be in there. But obviously they have like a rhyme and a reason to do everything.
They have a strategy.
But the day that I thought I was going to testify, you guys, I had already picked out my dress. Like, this was what I was wearing. And so I wore it one day and I didn't end up testifying. So I still wore it though, because I was like, no, I already picked this.
Yeah,
so I ended up wearing it sitting in the gallery all day, which was fine. But I was like, this is the dress I picked, so I'm just gonna wear it again the next day, and that's what I did.
Well, now I'm all excited to see what you were wearing. I didn't even think about it.
I wanted it to be like, I don't want to look like a couch, right?
Right. You don't want to look like grandma's couch. That's true.
I knew not to dress like a 5-year-old. So there's just different things that I knew. You don't want like attention. You don't wear red. You don't let things hang out. You try and be like appropriate and like
Appropriate.
That's what I want.
Court appropriate. Yes.
Right.
That's what we look for, is court appropriate attire. Ooh, I like this dress. I'm seeing it. Okay. All right.
And we did not have a blue memo. This just all came by naturally.
Yeah, we just did it naturally. It's weird. We're very connected, girls. We're very connected. This is what happens. We're going to be syncing up soon. And God knows everyone should just watch the hell out when that happens.
Oh Lord, you'll be able to tell her.
We're all sharing the same brain cell, so it's, it went blue today.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense.
We're syncing up our wardrobes, our cycles. It's all the rage. It's good that you're all here, that I have all these ladies who stream with me all the time, because you know what? This space does have too many dicks. Too many dicks. Too many dicks all over the place.
I agree.
The ladies need some space to talk as well.
Yes.
We don't get enough time to do that. And I'm sure the men in our lives are going to be like, wait, when do you shut up?
Yeah.
But it's good to have you all here, and I appreciate you being here. And as much as we love the guys, sometimes, you need a girl's perspective once in a while. And if you're new here and you don't know what the Hernandez case is about, let me give you the quick rundown. Matt and Tucky Hernandez are two lovely parents. They fell in love. They fell in love, and Tucky is not from this country. She is from Thailand. And Matt and Tucky fell in love, got married, had 2 babies. And when their second baby came along, she had some strange things going on, a swollen leg, some weird bruising, and they were concerned. They took her to the hospital, Children's Hospital of Atlanta, and they said, what is going on? Why is this? Why is her leg swollen? And the very first thing the Children's Hospital of Atlanta did was send a child abuse pediatrician in to accuse them of abuse. They did no serious search into what else might be going on with this baby. And the Hernandezes ended up losing their children for 2 years, almost 3. Maybe it was almost 3. Jennifer, was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
2 years. And they were charged and tried criminally. On top of that, they were charged criminally by the state of Georgia. And that's what we are watching. And if you are behind and you haven't caught up, you can just jump in where we are. It's fine. You'll learn about it as we go. Don't feel like you have to go back and watch it all, although you can. But right now, just stick around with us, because we're going to play bingo. Speaking of that, I have pinned the bingo link to the top of the chat on both YouTube and Rumble. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe on your way in. Let us go over what is on the bingo card today, shall we? So this is what we are looking for. You may play with us. Come sit with us. We're a lot of fun. Here we go. Let me share this. All right. We have dumpster moment. If you remember, that was when Jay Hatch threw Jesus in the dumpster in the Kowalski trial. So if anything really strikes you as, oh my God, that's the dumpster moment, that's what we're looking for there. Hair talk, defense rocks, objection, didn't do nothing. Meg's blood pressure meds stopped working. Bad hair, we all hate prosecutor. River dancing, mic drop, what a dick. Appropriate loving parents. Free space, what a bitch. Judge does something annoying. Fake words. Blink rate anomaly. The C word. Squunching. Sex scandal face. Spider-Man meme. Overruled. Flux is gonna get angry. Muted boomer. Demonstrative. Baby stealer. Stealing cats. Not all heroes wear capes. Straightforward answers. Nick demonetizes the stream. Actual evidence. Mr. Jingles attacks. Catherine gives good face. Red flag, big words, bad pause face, Flux seething, Indiana Bones theme song, pee break, vocal fry, Nick's meat plate, witness dresses well. Oh, we might get that one today.
Yes.
Doctor, not a dumbass. Chat hates witness. Witness cries. Panel goes 2 minutes without screaming. Witness intimidation. Oh, look, not lying. Premature objection. 15 minutes of obligatory bullshit. Flux squalls out, witness seething, and Megan does laundry.
Oh man.
Which we're for
Would you
sure
get
gonna-
any of this
I
on the
have
View?
I
No.
have a pile of laundry sitting right next to me to fold. So
Nice.
Megan, can you
Look,
be my wife?
Task.
we can already check off Megan does laundry because it is happening. It's happening. All right. So we are at 10 minutes. I don't think we're gonna get the obligatory bullshit, the 15 minutes, because I'm geared up. I want to
know,
start.
We
We're
rarely
like
have
all
the
ready for
witness
it
on the
today.
panel to like talk to us about.
I know. I'm all excited. So let's just get
I'm
it.
so
Let's just start.
nervous.
Don't be nervous. Nothing to be nervous about. This is gonna be
It's
great.
such a blur to me. I barely remember this.
Oh, I know her. I know her.
Wave to the camera. I'm on.
I know her. Look, I love this shirt dress. By the way, I've been
Blue
looking-
memo.
Then she got the blue memo. I want a shirt dress. I've been looking for a button-down tie in the front shirt dress just like this, and I can't find one. So
I know they've
where I
all
got
got that weird ruching, so it's that weird sort of like tucks in the front, so it
Tie
almost
in the
looks like
front, tie on the side, tie in the back. You can
yeah, I
pick
want
where you
one
tie
that's just like a button-down shirt. I have one that I love, but I'm looking for another one that might be like floral or something. And for some reason, I can't find any on the shelves these days. I don't know why. But I love this dress and I love this color. You look like Supergirl. I love it.
My name is Jennifer Williams. Last name is Williams.
She's so cute.
Thank you very much,
Oh,
Donna.
she's so
And
scared.
good afternoon, Ms. Williams. You've already introduced yourself to the jury. Could you tell them what you do and where you live?
Yes, I live in Toccoa, Georgia, and I'm a mom. I was a foster parent for 13 years, just a little over 13 years. I was a family and newborn photographer for almost 14 years.
And so how many children do you have?
My husband and I have 5 children.
And we're getting a little nosy here, but
Sure.
Are any of your children adopted or have they come to you through the foster care program initially?
Yes, ma'am. We have 2 biological kids and 3 that were adopted through foster care. Also, we have 1 grandbaby,
Okay. How old is your grandbaby?
4 months.
Aw, look how happy she is.
I
had to
know
throw
the
that in
jury
there.
just loves you. The jury loves you. I mean, again, you can't get mad at a grandma who's stinking proud of her grandkid. No.
I know.
Well, it's important that everyone knows like you a little bit on a personal level because you don't know what they're going to ask you because Catherine and Steve didn't really prep me. I kind of said like, I think you should ask this so that I can get out this, like the newborn photography is really important. So I didn't know like, what were they really going to ask me? Or do I just need to like keep going?
Well, I think so far you're doing a great job.
But I
and
look so nervous.
You sound a little nervous. I can hear your
I-
voice shaking. You sound a little
But
nervous, but I mean, that's to be expected.
Yeah, I think and you can tell when you get really confident, like about your kiddos or your grandbaby, all that goes away. So that's kind of really one of those things that I would be looking for as a juror. You know, I understand everyone's nervous, but you can really tell, like, when you're happy about something, all that kind of goes away. So
I could
you're
feel my
doing
heart.
fine.
Like I could feel it the first time I ever testified. I actually wondered if it would pick up on the microphone. That's how loud my
Aw.
being is. I was like, my God, can
Yeah, it's
everyone hear this?
intimidating. It's
Yeah, it
intimidating.
is.
All right, I'm calling witness dress as well. I love this dress. I like it. And we have Megan does laundry. And do we have another one? No, I think that's it. Okay. Here we go.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right. So what got you started on becoming a foster parent those many years ago?
My parents actually did foster care when I was growing up as a child. I have an older sister and 4 younger brothers, and all of my brothers were adopted through foster care. So when I was 10 years old, I found a journal that I wrote to myself, and I had said, I was going to foster, maybe adopt kids, but I knew I wanted to be a foster mom. It was really fulfilling as a child.
And so what is the process when someone is interested in becoming a foster parent? What do you do to become a foster parent in the state of Georgia?
So you make your inquiry, and then you need to take classes. When we were taking that in 2010, our oldest child at that time was 4 months old. So we started our classes. They lasted, I think, 8 weeks. And after your classes are done, you have a home study. So then someone comes out, caseworker comes out to your house, tells you anything that you need to make different, any changes you need to make.
And so what are the classes that you take? What are the subject matters of the classes?
The impact classes at that time, we were in a class with other couples, and they just go over, they read the manual to you, and you have to redo this every few years. So we've done it several times, actually. During that time, it was interesting because there was a manual out that was actually called Partnership Parenting. So that was in like 2009 that it came out. You really weren't even called foster parents at that time. It was supposed to be partnership parenting.
That's so important.
So during that class, they just talked to you about.
That's interesting.
It's so important, and I'm really proud that I remembered that, to be honest, because that is what foster parents are now in Georgia. They're called partnership parenting. They're not even supposed to be called foster parents anymore. It's supposed to be partnership parenting, and the whole part of that manual is all about working with the family
to get the kids back with their families.
To do what
because
you
that
need
is the
to
federal law, by the way. There's a federal law that says families must be kept together,
Right.
if at all possible. So, yeah.
But like, you do that training and they don't talk about it. This isn't something like caseworkers remind you. It's like it's in the training, but then when that goes away, the caseworkers are constantly doing like the opposite of that. Like dissuading you from talking to the parents, telling you don't need to introduce yourself at court. Like, it's honestly the opposite. It's so weird. It's so weird how different it is from what it's supposed to be, you know?
Denise says we need cute witness face paws. Yeah,
it's almost stealing cats.
It is interesting how they want you as foster parents to be almost co-parents. I mean, that's almost what they make it sound like
on the surface level. Yeah,
on the surface level. But then when it comes to the actual nitty-gritty, they don't give you the tools or the support to do that. So here you have a manual of all the things you're supposed to be doing, but they don't give you practical ways to do this, or they discourage those in real life. So
yeah,
it's really odd.
Yeah, it's really weird.
What kind of kids you might get, what kind of situations that you might experience, how to handle birth parents, how to handle your own biological children in your home. Just like a lot of, then there's like questions and answers that you can talk openly about.
And so during this, are there any, you said there are home visits that are also to inspect where you would be keeping the children?
Yes, ma'am. Their home visits are pretty detailed. I mean, they go through every space in your house. They tell you if we had kitchen knives, like regular kitchen knives on our counter. We were told we had to move those off of our counter. We had to put special locks on the top part of all of our doors. Stairs, you have to put baby gates up. They're pretty thorough about like what's in your house. Obviously, any ammunition, if you have that, must be separate from a gun safe. The ammunition must be stored separately. A lot of safety stuff, and it's a lot of paperwork and document. They check on your health. They ask you a ton of invasive questions about your health, your children's health. Your childhood, they go into your childhood, your marriage. It's pretty invasive.
And are there different kinds of foster care that are offered?
Yeah, so there's full-time foster parents. That's like the partnership parenting. Then there's resource parents. That's if you're specifically going through, you want adoption to be the end goal. There's respite, but all of the training is the exact same. So it doesn't matter if you choose to just be foster and then you have the opportunity for an adoption, that's just like a paperwork change. There's no different training.
Okay, but there are certain situations that are a foster to adopt versus a foster where the children would possibly be reunified with their parents later on.
Absolutely. And at that time, when we opened our home, we were very open to adoption. Once we did adopt one child, we had our third child. So we had 3 at that time. We really wanted to open our home again, but specifically to foster care. We had met some great kids that getting them back to their parents was really fulfilling. And so we were really anxious to do that.
All right, I'm calling not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes wear capes, especially after hearing too, Jen, that your family adopted foster children as well. Your mom and you have, but that's amazing. You've got 2 generations of family that takes in foster children and adopts them, and that's just really amazing. So thanks for doing that.
Again.
Okay. And during this time, is this when you were also working as a newborn photographer?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. And so can you tell me a little bit of, well, if you can give just a summary of what is involved specifically in being a newborn photographer?
Yes. It's, if you're going to do it right, if you're going to do it the right way, you need training. So I had flown to a couple different states to get my training, my hands-on. Obviously, it's just an elective, so you're not going to college for this, although I did go to college for my photography certificate. But I went to different states to try and get some training and work with newborn photographers, because you're working, the typical age is like between 3 and 14 days. That's when you want to get a baby in there, when they're pliable, when they're really little and squishy and they sleep a lot. So on
Bendy babies
experience was really good. I really enjoyed that.
I should have said squunchy.
It's an art, but it's also very serious. I mean, you're taking brand new babies and you're posing them. The temperature of the room is really important. How you interact with mom and dad is really important. Whether the baby is breastfed, bottle fed, all of that kind of matters. So doing the on-hands experience was really important. And we had a studio in my home so that I could work from home.
And did you ever kind of develop any specialty in photographing children with special needs?
Yes, I did. A lot of times parents would reach out to me months in advance to like get on a calendar so that you open up a spot for them. Some babies were born early, so we needed to accommodate that if they were born early. Sometimes I would go to the hospital if they couldn't get their baby out, and we would do some hospital photos. I've had babies with breathing machines, so they have little feeding tubes. A couple of babies that the premature NICU babies that we had to wait till they were 6 or 7 weeks old before they could actually come in. But at that time, they're almost like the age that we wanted. And then I had a couple of more severe who had like a brittle bone. So we were a little bit more careful with how we were bending them, how we were moving them. It was more like hands-on with parents instead of just baby by themselves.
Okay. And so at what, so you described your experience as a foster parent, you described you're also the newborn photography. So at what point did you become acquainted with Emma Hernandez's case as a foster child?
We got a call from our county, which is Franklin County. We got a call from our resource director. She was the one who called. So if a child comes into care and they're looking for a home, they'll call you if you're on their list, and they'll just give you a little bit of information and ask you, like, are you available for this child? They'll usually tell you if it's going to be a long-term. Sometimes they don't know. In this case, it was specifically going to be respite for Emma and Aria. So they originally wanted just like 3 nights, but we were farther away, so it turned into 5 nights.
Okay. And so I assume did you accept this?
Yes.
And did you get any other information about Emma and Aria's circumstances before they were brought to your home?
No, when our
Ugh,
caseworker
no.
called, it was a little boy and a little girl that I was initially told.
Ah!
So I thought we were getting a little boy and a little girl.
All right, I'm calling. They're making shit
Wow.
up. They're making shit up. Making shit up has been called. Oh my God. First, they're telling you it's a little boy and a little girl. They don't know. They don't even know. Like, now do you wonder why 1,000 children went missing from
No.
Missouri's defects? Do you wonder why
Look,
they
there's-
lost 1,000 children?
2,000. Megan, there's 2,000 from Georgia that is missing.
Great.
Senator Ossoff did a big audit. And
Yeah?
there's 2,000 kids missing from Georgia. And that audit came out in October of 2023. So a few months after we got involved. And I wanted to use that information I emailed the woman who closed our home, actually, Rebecca Davidson. I emailed her and was like, there's a problem within DFACS. Like, you guys have lost 2,000 kids. You're begging people to open their homes and you're closing our home.
And you're closing ours. Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't
spoiler
make
alert. Spoiler alert. Jennifer's thanks for blowing the whistle on this was to get her foster care home closed. And she's not allowed to take in any more babies or children in need of help. Can you believe that shit? Because really, I can't. I think it's horrendous.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense that, let's say that she did piss off the system. Again, you can tell by the way Jennifer talks about fostering that it's a passion, it's a calling, and it's hard to find people who want to do foster care.
It's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
And are good at foster care. Aren't the
Exactly.
horror stories? And you're shutting down one because they did the right thing. I will never understand it.
And really, it's not even like we did anything weird. That's, if you really think about it, partnership parenting, you are supposed to work with the parents. The reason it bothered this woman specifically is because we were just respite. So she was like, why are you talking to the birth parents? You were respite. You had no business doing that. But according to our training, it's all the same. It doesn't matter. So
And
why
you
is reaching out to the
your
parents
opinion
bad?
on what was going on based on your concerns for Emma. You saw a concerning medical issue and you told them about it. And that's your job too. So they punished you for doing all the things that you that you should have done and that they trained you to do. And it sucks. Tammy J is in the chat. You guys need a mod to call out so the chat knows what has been called, kind of like what Faves does for Jay. Yeah, let me tell you what's been called so far. I don't know if we have any mods here today. I don't know what they're doing. They might be busy. We've got they're making shit up. Not all heroes wear capes. Witness dresses well. Laundry. And
Wait, Megan, you mean to tell me you don't keep a tight grip on your employees?
my mods are not my employees. Repeat after me. Mods are not employees. Mods have
Did you make
lives of
them do
their
an
own.
exit interview?
Fish are friends, not food.
Mods
What?
are our friends. Mods are voluntary. Whether they choose to be here or not is totally up to them. And I do appreciate them though, because they really are awesome. Sticky's here. Sticky's here. Hey, Sticky. By the way, Sticky did an amazing job last night on our episode 0 on Flux's channel for our D&D campaign that we're kicking off. Sticky, thanks for being a member for 21 months. Says we are creeping up on 2 full years, and I sure appreciate you, sir. Maybe Sticky, if you're going to be around, you can keep track of the bingo for the chat. If you feel like it, you certainly don't have to. But they're making shit up. Not all heroes wear capes. Witness dresses well, and laundry. Those are the 4 that have been called. And what do I get if I call bingo early? You get our praise and adoration. That's what you get, JD. Praise and adoration. I'm sure that's what you want. Side-eye Jess says, I couldn't tell expert he's nuts if he paid me. That's right. If we pay you, then you can't be honest, and I want my mods to be honest. Yeah, bragging rights, JD. Or you could contact Just J Hip, tell him that you won my bingo and demand a prize. You could try that. I don't know if that will work, but you could try it.
I was told just be on standby. The caseworker is going to call you. So I did get a phone call from the caseworker, Mackenzie McCrae. But when she called, she just asked, since you're further out, can the kids come tonight instead of tomorrow? And can they stay Tuesday instead of leaving Monday? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I wrote that down, tonight and Tuesday. And she was literally like, okay, and just got off the phone. So I was like, oh, well, that's all I'm going to get for these kids. And then I waited for a transporter to actually show up.
Okay. And so when the transporter showed up with Emma and Arya, tell us about that.
She actually called. There was a storm that night on her way, and she called because Arya was a little bit nervous about where she was going. So this transporter put me on speaker and asked if everyone in my house was nice.
Aww.
And she wanted Arya to hear that everyone here in this house was nice. And she kind of told Arya, like, this is my friend. That's where you're going to go stay for a few nights. So I got to speak to Arya on the phone first to tell her everyone in my house was really nice and we were excited for her to come. By the time they got there, that was probably between 6 or 7 that evening. Transporter brought them both in with all of their things. We're supposed to get a placement letter when kids are brought into your home so that you like have their spelling, date of birth, just in case you have to go to a doctor or something. I didn't get that. It was a couple of days that they were in our house before I actually got that information, the placement letter, which just tells you you legally are allowed to have these kids in your house.
Okay. And in your experience, was that unusual for your interactions with as a foster parent?
Yeah, that can happen. It can happen to not get your placement letter. I'm just usually do a lot of follow-up. I really like to be detailed when I have someone else's child in my home. I like to keep them updated, keep the full-time foster parent updated if there is one, if we're doing respite. So I had to caseworker a couple of times before.
This is the kind of person you want to be a foster parent.
And I hate that you can't do it anymore. That's so there are babies that could benefit greatly.
And families, like if God forbid something ever happened and like my children had to be put with somebody, I would hope they went with somebody like the Williams. I want them to be with somebody like this who cares, who really cares about them. And God, I'm so pissed. I'm so angry. I think my blood pressure meds are not working.
Also, you're the first person that cared about the family. We've heard all these doctors,
Yeah.
I care about these kids. I want to make sure that they're safe, that they're okay. But I also, I'm working with the family. I'm seeing this as a whole. And it's just heartbreaking that, again, in the name of saving children, you have this, little preschooler calling it, not understanding anything, and having to go to a stranger's house. And Jennifer, we know you're great, but I can't imagine how it breaks your heart to have to listen to a scared little preschooler ask if you're going to be okay.
Yeah, like anyone who is a parent, it's like if you put yourself in that position, if you're like me, you can't put yourself in that position, because that's what messed me up emotionally for this family. Is the day at court, on our third and final day at that first court hearing where I officially met them in person. I went to the bathroom and I was literally just sitting on the toilet in the courthouse, and I put my kids in Emma and Arya's position, and it destroyed me. It took me this long, just a few months ago, to really get myself healed, because if you really think about it and put your kids in that position of being scared and being alone, and everything and everyone they know is out of their life. It's so incredibly wrong. What we're doing to kids, it's so wrong. We lied to Arya. That transporter called and said, "This is my friend."
Yeah.
Right? What's your name again, friend? I mean, we didn't know each other, and we lied to a little girl to say yeah, we're friends and you're welcomed here. And it's just really messed up. When she had Tony and Took, she had relatives she could have been with while they did an investigation.
And they took her from them.
She had her father only talk he was arrested. Like, why in the world did they not stay with their daddy?
Yeah, it's none of this makes sense. None of this makes any sense.
We are not helping We are not helping kids when we are doing this. We are destroying them. We are adding so much trauma that even if you're a really awesome foster family, it's still very scary. They don't know who you are and they don't know what to expect. And it's sad, even for 3-year-olds or 13-year-olds, because we've had both, and it is terrifying for them. They have no idea who or what you are. And it's just so sad that this is what we're doing. When oftentimes we do not have to do it.
It's absolutely awful.
I got it.
Okay. And so what were these dates that we're talking about when the Hernandez girls came to your home?
It was August 3rd, and they left the 8th.
Okay, was that 2023?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. That was 2023.
All right. So when Emma and Arya arrived, so you didn't get the placement letter, was there anything else that you immediately observed about these little girls when they came to your home?
They were beautiful and they were super cute. Arya was fine to come in. She was a little bit shy, but she came in, wanted to play with our toys. Emma was actually sleeping, and when she woke up, she was kind of terrified to be surrounded by strangers. She was 4 months. So the transporter just kind of, helped me get a bottle ready.
Amazing. She doesn't look old enough to have a grand baby. Such a wonderful soul that Jeff would be happy to know as well.
That is true. That is absolutely true. Jeff would have loved you, Jennifer. That's true. And yes, and she does look amazing. She doesn't look old enough to be a grandmother. It's unbelievable. It just shows that clean living and being a nice person, it pays off because she's beautiful and sweet, and we love her. So
thank you
for that.
I was happy to just sit and play with toys. She was just really calm and happy to sit with my kids and play with toys. The transporter went over things, which is really nice because we usually don't have that. Usually if a kid's coming to your home, it's like, bye. Like no one says anything, whether it's a caseworker or transporter, and you don't know anything. So this transporter was really nice, and she was helping me go through their bags, making sure they had everything. There was like the formula, special formula for Emma. There was special vitamin drops that she wanted to put in her bottle every morning for these vitamin drops. And then I was given the number to the full-time foster mom that if I needed to call, or if the foster mom wanted to be able to speak to me. So we switched phone numbers in case she needed to call and check on them.
And did you know the full-time foster mom? Did you ever had any contact with her through the foster system?
No, not before this date.
Okay. So Emma and Arya arrive at your house, and how did things go that first day and night?
It was good since it was later in the evening. We just kind of, hung out and played for a little bit. Sleep time was rough, and I thought it might be. Emma went to sleep great. She did not like to be hugged or rocked. Foster mom told me just to put her down, but Arya didn't want to be alone, so I stayed with her and just held her hand and talked with her until she fell asleep. The next morning, everyone woke up. She was happy, ready to play. Emma was a super happy, she's a happy baby. She was a chill baby. She's a really just chill baby, just liked looking at things. I think it was that first full day where I started looking at Emma, seeing some things that stood out to me and to my husband. He was off that day.
And so what were the things that stood out to you about your observations of Emma Hernandez's physical condition?
She held her arms and her legs weird, her joints. It's like when she was sitting on my lap, she could have her arms just kind of bent, looked really uncomfortable, and it didn't seem to bother her. So I would just kind of move her arm so that it was more comfortable. And when I gave her a bath that morning, she had black, thick hair. And when I moved her hair over, it kind of worried me because she had this weird, soft, sloping spot. And she's 4 months. So I know at that time, that's not a normal soft spot. So I called my husband in there and was like, does this look like weird or feel weird? It almost just felt odd. He was like, yeah, it does look different. And it was that day that I felt horrible because this is a beautiful baby, but you're like seeing these weird little things. And it was my husband who noticed the whites of her eyes. He was like, they don't look white. The whites of her eyes look gray. I was like, yeah, you're right, they do. So that first full day, I reached out to the foster mom. Like I said, I'd like to be detailed. I want people to know I have another child in my home. I reached out to her to let her know some of my concerns.
Okay. And as a result of that conversation, did you take any additional actions?
From that conversation, no. I addressed it with the foster mom. It wasn't until the girls left that I wrote my detailed, which I would have done anyway for any child leaving my home, send the foster care case manager my observations. It was a pretty lengthy email just because of the things we were seeing physically with Emma. She's also really constipated, and some of the vitamins they had me giving her, I was afraid was part of that. So I sort of mentioned that in the email, like maybe she's getting.
JKD says, Megan, is witness looks a lot like a panelist on the bingo card? Oh, wait. Bad pause face. Bad pause.
That is a bad pause face. Thanks, Meg.
That was unintentional, but I'm calling it anyway.
This is the fastest we've ever gotten through something because we're not angry or disagreeing.
I swear I've seen this witness somewhere.
Oh gosh.
Like too much vitamins at this time because she was constipated the whole time she was there with us. She didn't spit up. She threw up on the Sunday that we were at church. She threw up all over my dress. It's like a hot pink dress, and it was just everywhere. So she had a hard time keeping her food down, which was just formula at that time. And I wrote everything out to Mackenzie just to let her know some of my concerns.
And so you documented your concerns and sent them to the case manager.
Right.
And what response did you get back from her?
Mackenzie apologized to me because when I spoke with the foster mom, I was given a little bit of information.
Yes, that was totally a you bred raptors face from Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yes. This is a much better pause face. This one looks
This is better. This one's better.
Information from foster mom that no, what you're seeing is there's nothing health-wise going on. Did no one tell you from DFACS that Emma was abused? And I was like, well, no, they didn't. She said she had a broken leg and it's still healing.
Splitting in a lot of hearsay.
I was kind of upset because I thought I know I'm not.
What is the state sweeping?
She might be because there's a lot of hearsay going on.
There's a lot of hearsay. They're just letting it go. Why isn't she
Maybe she realized how bad it would look to object. But she doesn't seem to have any kind of perception.
Like a fact witness, so it would look really wrong on their part. She could still do it, but it wouldn't look good.
Oh, Lord, that's a bad pause face too. Man,
come
I'm
on,
sorry,
Megan,
Jennifer.
get better.
I'm sorry.
Always told, and sometimes caseworkers don't have all the information, and I don't hold that against them. But in that email that I gave.
Big hugs for Jennifer. I agree.
To Mackenzie, I kind of told her I didn't appreciate having a baby in my home that just had a broken leg. And you're not going to tell me so that I don't take extra caution with this baby, like when I'm changing her diaper. So Mackenzie was real sweet and she apologized for not giving me that information. She told me they were actively, thank you for your insight, we're actively looking into further evaluations for Emma's care.
Okay. So the DFACS worker told you that they were actively looking into more evaluations for what was going on with Emma Hernandez.
Yeah, she made that very, very clear to me. Said that to me. Yeah.
Okay. And so at this point, Emma and Arya are no longer in your home for the respite care, right?
Correct.
Did you take any further action on their case at this time?
I did. In partnership parenting, it's really highly encouraged to branch out to the biological family.
I am so glad you brought that up. Be like, yes, in my training, they said we should do this. So
yeah,
I did.
Here's the thing. I did not rehearse anything because a lot of times if I rehearse something important, I feel like I'll screw it up. I'll get so much information in my head. So my plan going into each time that I testified was like, just go, like, just do it. Just answer the questions, do what you need to do in an honest way. So honestly, I did not plan on saying the part about partnership parenting, but that's so important for the jury to understand that that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing. And you shouldn't be held, like you shouldn't be punished because you did the thing they told you to do.
Right.
Yeah. And you did, in fact, more investigation than they did.
Yeah, this is the opposite right here. Opposite of a lazy investigator. This is the kind of investigator that they actually need to hire. Jennifer Williams here did more investigation than DFAX did into this.
I'll send my resume in. I'll send it in. See what happens.
You should. You should.
If you have a chance to do it, you do that. And I really wanted to support the parents whenever I can. That's like our number one thing of wanting to even do foster care. So it was not hard to find the parents online. I found Talkie and found her post, the most recent post, and she was looking for help for her daughter, concerned about the shape of her head, concerned about her.
Oh, now all of
finally she wakes up.
I'm at the crack of noon.
Oh, so now it's hearsay. She doesn't want you to talk, but you were allowed to say what the DFAX worker said.
Yeah.
Interesting. There has to
be
sleeping.
Is it hearsay if it's written out? Like, is it considered hearsay?
Well, yes, because they have to introduce wherever it's written, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did the email come in? Was the email in evidence?
Did, but not the post that I'm talking about here. Talkie's Facebook post.
Maybe that's why. Because it wasn't entered into evidence. Probably. That's my non-lawyer guess.
Contact with NRU's parents.
Yeah, I called Talkie. It was after the girls left our house.
Okay. And of course, were there any legal restrictions or rules preventing you from doing this?
No, the opposite. You're like encouraged whenever possible. You are encouraged unless you are court ordered not to. Which has never happened in our 13 years. You are encouraged to make connection, be a support system whenever possible.
Wait, JK. You made a raptor meme? Hold on.
Oh, no.
This is going to be great. Jennifer, you knew what you were getting into when you did this stream.
Yeah.
JK says he'll take it down if you really hate it, but this is so funny. We can't take this down. It's so funny. Look.
I mean,
that's a good one.
It's on point.
That's a good one.
You could also literally put in there, you steal babies?
You steal babies?
You steal babies?
Yeah, or even that, God creates man, or God creates dinosaur, God destroys dinosaur, God creates man.
Man creates
woman,
dinosaur,
or dinosaur eats man, woman inherits the earth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man, JKD, you need to do another one that says you steal babies, because that's perfect.
Yeah.
And look at this, we got another one too. Jennifer, your face is just it's full of gifts.
Just an animation over here.
That
great.
face you look when someone asks to card you, you're like,
Natural for me to do that.
Okay. And so did you share any additional?
You're right, chat. I didn't call objection. Objection and sustained was called. So that should be called on the bingo card.
Concerns and complaints with DFAX based on your concerns about Emma?
After that initial email, when I reached out to Talkie, I learned from that phone conversation that
hearsay. And we gotta stick with you to what you personally observed.
Sure. Yes, I had more interactions with defects explaining our concerns. It was after meeting Matt and Taki in person. We had met with them months later at a courthouse to go to court for their case. I reached out to defects to tell them our concerns with what was going on. I didn't feel like Emma was getting the health care that she needed, that she was not getting it. Defects felt like, and it was an administrator. It wasn't our caseworker in our county. It was an administrator who, after our phone conversation, I explained everything. That's what I had seen in court was the opposite of anything I've ever seen in our 13 years. What is going on? Why is this family being treated negatively? This baby needs help.
Wow.
It was 2 days later that I got an email thanking us for our service and that they were sorry to see us go and our home was closed.
Oh.
And had you indicated any desire to stop serving as a foster relevance?
Objection.
And Your Honor, again, I think this goes to the motivation and credibility of the defects witnesses.
Yeah. Boom. Oh, he's not. Is he going to allow it?
I'll let you ask the question.
Thank you. Had you indicated a desire to close your home?
No, I indicated a little bit of a fear for our home after being at that 3-day adjudication hearing. I watched how some case managers treated people around them, and honestly, it was very scary because I hadn't seen that before, and it was very intimidating. And I did tell her I was afraid about them coming after our home.
And then you received the email thanking you for your service.
Correct. And it had like an exit survey that we could take. And in the reason for home closure was family's personal decision. And I had reached back out to her and asked her, why was I getting this email when I talked to you over the phone? What happened between that phone call and this email? Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you email me? Tell me your concerns. There's a lot of lengthy emails back and forth where it was just like, this is my decision. You can have a meeting if you want. And we requested a meeting.
And I mean, I think she's describing an exchange and not necessarily for the truth of the matter asserted, but to describe her course of conduct in the back and forth exchange.
I think she's describing a conversation. So at this time, I want to say.
Okay. So after, so in 13 years of working as a foster parent.
Tammy J. Oh no, not an exit interview.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh no, good Lord. No, not again.
How stupid was that?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Had you ever had an experience like the one you did with Emma Hernandez?
No, not at all.
Did you you found it to be unusual?
Yes, and we went to court for all kids. We've had over 30 kids come out of our home. We've had 3 adopted. They were older when they were adopted. It wasn't even, we weren't necessarily looking for that. That's just how that went. We always went to court because we wanted to hear everything from our perspective. We liked meeting the birth parents so that we could talk to them, be an open door, that if there was something at school, if there was something that we needed, we liked having that open communication. So this was very, very weird for us.
Okay. And as a foster parent, you're of course a mandated reporter for child abuse, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so did you or do you have any suspicions that Matt or Taki Hernandez abused their daughter?
Not at all. No.
Okay. I don't have any further questions for you at this time. You'll have a few from the other attorneys. Thank you, Ms. Williams.
That's a judge. I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you, sir.
Ms. Williams, so you were respite foster
Here
for
we
5
go.
nights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were talking about certain things that you observed. Where did you get your mental training?
I I don't have any medical training. I've just had hundreds of babies come into my home through either foster care or through my newborn studio.
You stated that you want to
Where did you get your
support the
password
parents, and so
training?
you testified on their behalf before, right?
That's correct.
About how many times?
In their adjudication hearing here for a bond condition hearing, maybe one other time in juvenile.
And at this point, you formed a relationship with the parents, correct?
Yeah, I have. Our whole family has. My
Yeah,
parents,
despite
extended
your
family.
allegations,
Yeah.
we still became
In
friends,
fact, you
despite your
Made
horrific
it to their
allegations.
list of recommendations for fictive.
Yeah, you don't want the
correct?
Hernandezes to have friends? Is that what you're saying? They can't have
Yeah.
friends?
Not to mention, you're trying to point out family members they could let their children be with because, again, no offense to you, Jennifer, but you were trying to make it easier for the kids. Again, even after you were removed, that speaks volumes of your character that you were putting the kids first. You wanted them to, because I know you wouldn't put those kiddos in an unsafe environment. If you had any thought that there was something
any
going on
concern.
Right.
in that family, you would have fought like just as hard as you're fighting now to keep them out of there. But,
Mhm.
you know, she is such a snarky butt monkey.
He really is. I knew I had to be respectful to her, but my gosh, it's difficult to do that.
Yeah, they did ask us to be put on that list.
And can you explain to us what fictive kin is?
Fictive kin is when a child comes into care and it's not like necessarily a blood relative. It's somebody that instead of a stranger or a foster parent, they can request that you get that child. It's supposed to be somebody before you've ever met, before they went into care. You should already have a relationship with them usually. They don't have a lot of family here. Since Taki's family is all from Thailand, Matt's family is kind of scattered up north. So they asked if we would be comfortable being put on that fictive kin list. It was a few months after we had met them.
And did Emma sustain any additional fractures or bruises while she was in their care?
I did not bring her to a doctor or to have an x-ray.
That was a good answer.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. How do you know if she did?
Thank you.
That down.
Exactly.
Good
You just said no,
job,
she didn't.
Jennifer.
Wow.
Yes.
That was
Good
the fastest we've ever
job.
gone through witness.
Yeah.
I know.
What? How many minutes? What was? Oh, it was only 27 minutes. I'm not surprised
Still.
she wanted to get you off the stand quickly. Because what
Mhm.
else was she going to say? I knew she was going to do the thing. Where did you get your medical training?
Oh yeah, I was expecting it. And also the next question she had, the joke's on her because I've read this manual so many times. But she asked like, you asked to be put on the fictive kin. What is a fictive kin? Because you're supposed to already have a relationship. So she was going to try and throw that in our face. But before she could, I was like, typically you're supposed to already know the family. However, since they don't have the
Ooh.
family around, so she's like, okay, we're done.
Again,
That was
this
beautiful.
is the lack of respect, and I see it as a lack of respect when she doesn't stand all the way up, when she doesn't
Mhm.
research. You have been in this for 13 years. You probably, again, you have to go in and do, whenever they do a republication and they change things just slightly, you have to go in and reread the manual. So the fact that she doesn't even respect you as a witness to go into your history and, even do the slightest bit of research, but she wants to condescend to you. I mean, it's, oh,
She's
Mhm.
just not a nice person. I mean, it's obvious, and she's just not smart.
well, I still, again, how does she have access to Kim Jong-un's wardrobe? What is up with this? Like, she's part vicar, part dictator, and I can't quite understand any of it.
Tammy J says, drop the mic. Right. Mic drop has also been called. I think we can call that entire testimony a mic drop moment because, Jennifer, there was nothing she could say to you except
Mhm.
you're not a doctor.
Yeah, but I like how she said, where did you get your I didn't even say anything medical. I didn't diagnose Emma with anything. So what are you talking about? Like, we all have
Yeah, you're
eyes.
not. You're just saying what you noticed. Same as a parent would. Same as anybody would. The kids in your care, and you notice some weird stuff, and you have a right to notice it. And I'm sorry, but as a mother, having lots of years of experience as a mother, there have been times when I have called it right. I have called it right. I've medical issues with my kids. I have known it before the doctors did. Everybody knows that moms have intuition. Moms know what they're looking at a lot of the time. You should always listen to mom. Always. If mom is concerned about something medically, listen to her. Listen, there are times I could swear, I mean, never underestimate the fact that we're mammals and we have senses that we don't even understand, that we don't even know. There are smells that trigger you and alert you to things going on with your baby. I could tell you when my kid was tired versus when they were hungry based on how their head smelled. I know that's weird, but that is the thing. That just is how it was. I could sniff my baby's head and be like, oh, she's tired, or oh, she's hungry. Like, this is just a thing. I don't know.
Or like, like, oh, that's a hungry cry. That's a tired cry. That's a, and my husband would be like, what? Do what? And I'm like, are you a new hire? This is like our third. Come on now.
No, but there is a connection between mom and baby, and like it just is a thing. And that when there's something wrong, it. You just know it. So I don't. Yeah, I would have answered, considering the doctors you presented to the court. I take you aren't a doctor as a compliment.
Yeah, Jennifer, you're better than me, because that would have come out of my mouth hole. I'd be like, given that you brought Dr. Mesner,
I really don't want to be one of his compatriots.
I don't want to be one of those doctors.
And thank God you're not a doctor. And thank God for that.
Right.
Oh, because then I'd be waltzing around in a river somewhere in a prom dress, acting like a fool on TikTok.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess we will move on to Maureen Bixler.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one, you guys.
Who is Maureen? You set this up for us, please, Jennifer.
I'm so excited because this is the first one I got to listen to in there. And she is a precious soul. She was hired by DFACS to watch the family. So she's a therapist she looks really young, but with a lengthy CV. Like, she's very qualified. DFACS hired her, but she ended up, when Taki did her psychological evaluation, they got no ammo out of that, right? They got nothing good from that. When Maureen would watch Taki as a parent, when she would watch visits, they were forced to do couples counseling together, and Maureen did that. The majority of this, it's probably like 2 hours long, and the majority of it is not going to be in front of the jury. They do like
damn it.
Yeah, they miss everything good. And then poor Maureen, just from my memory, because I've not gone back and watched it, there's so many things she doesn't even know how to answer, you guys. She's just like, she doesn't know what to say, what she can and can't say, because she is shut down so bad. But this is such an important witness. She's amazing.
All right. Well, we're going to start her. We probably won't finish this. We have about an hour left in today, and I want to take Hangry bike riding. So in about,
that'll be fun.
That'll be
yeah, he got a new bike and he's learning. And it was funny. I took him out this morning before we did this, and we were riding down by the lake, and or he was riding, I was walking. And it's funny because, you tell kids, like, I'm walking, you're riding. So circle back around, come back so I can see you, that you're not dead. And then you can go on again and then come back. And then, yeah, he came back once, and then I didn't see him for an hour. So,
living his best life.
He needs listening. He needs to work on his listening skills, but yeah.
But that's how we did it back in the old days. We would just take off on our bike.
But he's brand new on a bike. Like, he's brand new. And that's scary when there's cars on that road. There are cars. It's a slow road, but still there's cars. Well, there was a cyclist who was leaving his house at the same moment I was setting him off and telling him, to come back and check in with me. And the cyclist took off down the same way he went. And then at some point he came back, the cyclist came back towards me, and he goes, he goes, raise his seat higher. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I will. And when I finally caught up to him, I'm like, the biker guy said I need to raise your seat. Oh, and oh my God, as I'm catching up to him, he's coming back towards me. And I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? And all of a sudden he's riding. He puts his head down on his arm and he's not looking and he's headed towards the ditch, which goes off a cliff into the water. Like go through a bush off a cliff. And I'm like, whoa, put your head up. Watch the road. He just puts his head up just at the right moment and like veers back onto the road, but then he's crying and I'm like, what happened? He goes, I got hit in the eye by a rock. And I'm like, well, for God's sake, you stop the bike and get off when you get hit in the head with a rock.
Oh my gosh.
Get off the bike.
Okay.
Thank God I was there at that moment because I swear to God, he would have gone into the bush and into the lake. And it's like a big drop off. Like it's above the lake. It's like 20 feet at least. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Learning experience.
I'm telling you.
So I broke a sweat and it wasn't because I was walking. It was because I was full of anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
That's still a good workout. I think it doesn't matter how your heart rate goes up. As long as you're good.
As long as it goes up, right? Does nervous sweating burn calories?
I think it detoxes.
I think so.
Yeah. Good. So we may be going back there because it has some nice little hills that he can practice on. He needs practice going up hills and changing gears and stuff. So that's so I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that after the show. Okay. I'll be going back there and maybe I'll bring my bike so I can keep up with them because geez. Don't spank him in the mouth. You can rest assured, Randy, I will not be spanking him in the mouth. I don't spank him, so that's a good thing. That's from another case. Someone who should be investigated by DFACS.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bixler. You've already introduced yourself to the jury, but if you could tell us where you work, please.
Yes, ma'am. So I work at Live Life Counseling, and I'm the owner of Live Life Counseling and Live Life Sober.
You didn't go live life, love, sober.
I was about to say, wait, I don't want to be sober. What?
Yes, ma'am. I graduated in 2005 from the University of Georgia.
Case.
I was a Title IV recipient, which means that the Department of Family and Children's Services helped pay for my undergrad. And I studied at Clark County DFACS while I was in school. I then graduated in 2006 and I became a foster care case manager in Forsyth County. And while I worked there, I also worked at Morningstar Family Resource Center. And I worked there. I went to detention centers and I picked children up who were detained. And my job was to help modify behaviors of the children that were in those detention centers. And then I went back to graduate school in 2007.
But she's one of them.
2006.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2007 from the University of Georgia with a master's in social work.
Full storm, that's it. That's it.
I was just about to see him. I was like, ooh. I clocked that in
You
chat
are
real
in
quick.
contempt of chat. You have been found in contempt of chat. You will go immediately to the Hernandez fundraiser and pay your fine. I set the fine at $5. You may, of course, pay more than that should you wish.
That's
but
like a $10 fine right
this should be a $10. All right. I set it at $10. You must go to the fundraiser immediately. Your contempt is $10 or more. My second favorite female journalist. Fuck off, Ballstorm, and go pay your fine. And don't come back here until you have. Oh, I guess I should give you.
Cokie Roberts hasn't been relevant for years, Volstorm.
Cokie Roberts.
We all know you still carry a torch for Murphy Brown.
You guys did a Give Send Go. I don't remember if it was Give Send Go or
okay. I'm getting the link in the chat right now for you.
Oh, you are. Okay. Volstorm, you will get the link sent by Flux. I sentence you for your contempt to pay $10 towards the Hernandez's legal fees for that awful comment, which I may not forgive. But the good first step, though, is to pay your fine. Go pay your fine. And then I'll think about it. How can I be your second favorite?
During that time, I studied attachment.
That's just, I'm still angry about it, actually. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
She's gonna up it to 20.
Don't make me get the Freud. We will deeply
analyze.
Look,
Analyze.
I can't say that word. Look.
Sticky says, thank God the heat is off me for once.
Sticky's over here like, can I bring Bill Nye into this conversation?
How do I bring Bill Nye up?
Disorders, adoptions, and different modalities you would use with sex offenders.
Okay, so you have a bachelor in social work from UG.
Oh, I missed a couple super chats. Emil C, thanks for the 2. Doctors use Google in front of you. Yeah, they do. They do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Caroline, thanks for the 2. Husbands, listen to your wife when you are sick. That's also true. That's also a good thing to do. I will have to say Mr. Fox gets kudos from me because generally he does. He has never said no to me when I've been like, you know what? I think I need to take you to the hospital. I know he wants to say no, but he's never said it. Just because I feel like
the man. You have to hog tie me and like chloroform and then just drop me off in front of the vet.
Don't say chloroform. That gets Jess Machado excited. Don't say that.
So does whole milk. What doesn't?
Ew.
Jess Machado has some very bizarre fantasies involving chloroform. I don't think we should. It's very inappropriate.
UGA as well as a master's in social work from UGA.
Are we sure she doesn't work for DFAS too?
She might have a future there.
Mm-hmm.
She might have a future
Do you
there.
have any licenses here in Georgia?
Yes, ma'am. I have a licensed clinical social work. That's my license. And I studied under Dr. Krista Barker, who specializes in complex trauma cases for 3 years. And I worked in the field from 2007 to 2010 when I obtained that license.
And are there any examinations that you have to pass in order to get or maintain this license?
Yes, ma'am. You have to pass the board for your licensed clinical social work licensure.
Okay. And what is the board? What is required in that exam?
In that exam, it is more about how you diagnose someone. With that licensure, you can diagnose different mental health diagnoses. So you have to know the knowledge behind diagnosing people in order to obtain that licensure.
Okay. And then have you worked as a social worker anywhere?
Yes, ma'am.
Where have you worked as a social worker?
So I worked when I started my career at Clark County DFACS and Forsyth County DFACS as a foster care case manager. In Clark County, I was also an investigator and I worked in the family preservation unit. I worked at Morningstar Family Resource Center as a behavioral aide, and I went to the detention centers and helped children stay out of the detention centers once they were released. I worked at Family Counseling Associates of North Georgia as a mental health therapist. I specialized in complex trauma there, worked with
Okay, wait. JKD says, I'm serious. When Yee objects, look at the stenographer in the white shirt. She hates Yee. If looks could unalive. Okay,
I wasn't paying attention.
There's a meme. He made a meme. So hold on.
Ooh.
Let's get to the meme because it is kind of funny.
She does. Oh.
She's
my
mean
goodness.
looking Yee. Oh, say what again, bitch? Say what again?
Catch me
Say
outside.
what one more time.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. Maureen
Wow.
Bixler seems to be the kind of person that you want in these
Yes.
in these organizations. I mean, so far, she
She
seems
absolutely
extremely
did her
competent.
job.
She seems really competent, and I really like
And she
her
doesn't-
blouse and jacket combination. She looks really appropriate.
She doesn't give off like evil aura.
Oh, she's wearing a cross. Well, that makes sense.
Well, but
really,
she's
really
also, because I will
And
say
not an
that
upside down one, so that's good news.
social workers tend to be more touchy-feely, and she seems to approach it with a good deal of logic and kind of pragmatism that sometimes it seems to be lost in some of the more soft science or soft social sciences. So I actually like her approach. It seems more fact-based, and it's more of a me thing, but I like the way she's doing social work.
Yeah, well, she's also, I don't know, there's just something about her where she seems like she's not lying. Let's put it that
Well,
way.
that too.
Genuine.
Wait, so
Fact, guys.
Megan, what you're saying is if you don't lie on stand, you come off as authentic?
Authentic, yes. Yeah, yeah, I think that's what I'm
It's a
saying.
bold
first
strategy,
time-
Cotton.
The first time that Taki ever told me about her, she would say something like, hey, my therapist said I should do this for Emma. Like Maureen was giving her solid advice, and I did not trust Maureen at all. Like hearing it, I was like, Taki, do not trust this woman. That's what I told her. I was like, do not trust this woman, because I think she's like playing you. She's going to like feed you information you want to hear and then use it against you. I was sure of it just because she used to be in DFACS.
Well, that's because that's how they work. Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry, Maureen. I never told you to your face, but I
I'm
am
sorry, Maureen.
I'm sorry.
That's
I didn't-
pragmatic, and you've seen how the system worked, and
feel
you
really
kind of
bad.
had the veil ripped from your eyes because you hadn't seen the kind of really hateful side of DFACS until
I was very protective over Matt and Taki, like extremely. People would contact them, like offering to help them. And they would send it to me like, hey, should I trust this person? I'm always like, nope. Or
Nope.
I'll talk
Yeah.
to them.
No, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that because, you know, they're in a very vulnerable situation, and there are people out there who would take advantage of that. There are. So you
Yeah.
do have to be so careful. So
Well,
careful.
and it's just like at the beginning of, when I first found out I had CRPS, there were all these things, Amazon listens to you, and it's like, oh, these nerve, vitamins and this, and if you listen to this healing tape and do these movements, and you're so desperate to get back to normal that logically you can think, okay, it probably won't work, but that hope. And so you open up and you try a lot of dumb things. And I can imagine that's just my leg, not my kiddos. I would
Yeah.
talk to anyone, and I
Right.
hate
And that's how
talking to
people
people.
get into a lot of trouble. Cyber Chick Boston is here. What's up, Cyber Chick? Glad to have you here. Thanks for hanging out.
Adolescents, children, and adults who are suffering from symptoms of trauma. I then worked at the Forsyth County Schools. I worked there for 8 years as a school social worker. I always served the alternative schools, so the schools that were behavior issues. And I also worked at other schools such as regular elementary schools and high schools. And then I created Live Life Counseling. Prior to working at Live Life Counseling, I actually worked for Chestatee Family Resource Center. And there I worked only with parents and children who were involved with the Department of Family and Children's Services. And then I created Live Life Counseling in 2014. And I have been employed at Live Life Counseling since 2014. And I opened Live Life Sober, which is an intensive outpatient program for children and adults who have mental health and substance abuse disorders. And I created that in 2020. And we just got nationally CARF accredited last month.
Congratulations on that
I
accreditation.
know. She's so
And so
awesome.
Live Life Counseling, how many folks work there and what do they do that you supervise?
So we have 22 licensed therapists that
She also
serve,
got the blue memo.
any
I
type
love it.
of population. Our mission is to serve all populations with specialized care. So we have people who specialize in younger children. We will serve any age 3 and up for therapy. And we specialize from anything from trauma to anxiety to depression. We also have 2 psychologists on our staff, 1 psychiatrist who is a holistic psychiatrist, Dr. Klein. And then we have 53 staff total.
What's a holistic psychiatrist? That sounds
I was
interesting.
just thinking
So
about
what
that.
I would
Like, maybe
guess
no
is
medication.
that he would look so holistic. He would look at not only the medical charts, but maybe family history, a lot more things than maybe. So looking at the patient as a whole. So if you know that they have this and this in their background, that typically is what holistically means in a
Yeah,
medical
like as a
sense.
whole unit. Mhm.
Yeah. So it might be more involved in looking at the family unit as a whole versus
Instead of just prescribing pills.
yeah, that would be my guess. But I could be very wrong.
No, I think
Well, that's interesting, and I'd like to know more about
So
that.
we have the other people who work at Live Life besides the psychiatrists and psychologists and counselors are people who do transportations for 23 counties in Georgia. We transport foster children and parents who have lost their children, or they are doing behavior modification work, supervised visitation work, drug screening. We do forensic drug screening at Live Life Counseling. Or they're also doing any type of, we do a lot of parent education.
And do you have any ongoing maintenance requirements for your licenses and board certifications?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are those ongoing educational requirements?
So to own and operate a drug rehab center, I have to have 20 continuing education a year, just specific to substance abuse and any type of symptomology that would go along with somebody who is under
Wait a
the
minute,
influence
pause,
of violent
Megan.
and mood alterings.
So if my mind serves me well, I believe that the child abuse pediatricians needed 3 continuing education credits, and she needs 20
Wow.
Just on substance abuse, specifically.
just on substance abuse
Holy
specifically
cow.
to
No, it
to remain
couldn't have been.
accredited.
I don't think it was 3 credits. Wasn't it 3 years, a 3-year program?
It is
Yeah,
a
but what were
3-year
the
program.
continuing education requirements? Because I thought it was like
don't know. That's a good
3 continuing
question.
education credits a year or something ridiculously low compared
It
to what
was
she
low. No, it's definitely low compared to, other specialties, for sure. It's garbage.
Substances to obtain and hold my license as a licensed clinical social worker. I have to have 35
She
continuing
looks like she
education.
could be
every
related to
2
Minnie
years.
Driver. Like
And
she's
I am
Minnie
working
Driver's
on,
sister. That's
She's so-
who she looks like to me.
Yeah, she's really pretty, and she looks so young.
She does
Yeah.
look very
And
yeah,
she
you're
looks
right.
very natural, and I like the way she's done her makeup. It enhances, but it doesn't, distract. It's that kind of nude look that's professional but not distracting.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
really has gotten that.
looks great.
So this is interesting. Mo's right. It's pretty low. Like, I'll look up Georgia specifically, but like in Pennsylvania, they need 2 hours.
2 hours?
Every
Oh,
renewal
wow.
period.
Oh my
What?
lord. That's ridiculous. For continuing education, you mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm actually working on becoming certified in brain spotting, which is a treatment modality used with complex trauma. So I'm seeking outside supervision, and I'm about to complete that, which was 12 more additional hours per year. So yes, we do. And then I have to take, in order to be able to have the contracts that my company has with the Department of Family and Children's Services, I have to complete annually 12 trainings that are specific to HIPAA compliance and also child abuse and neglect
God
cases
bless
and
people that are
workplace
this
violence.
motivated.
Okay, wait,
Right.
pause.
And I was just
So because of the mountains of bureaucracy placed upon regulations of this place, how much time does she actually just spend on compliance versus actually running and helping people's lives? I mean, this is the kind of ridiculousness. I like that she's highly trained and everything like that, but the amount of time that she probably has to spend or has an entire, compliance officer to deal with the red tape bureaucracy that the state doesn't hold itself accountable to
Yeah, right.
is irritating as all get
Yeah, it
out.
is irritating. I agree with you.
I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to be better.
going to ask, so is your facility, does it have any contracts with any state agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are those contracts and state agencies?
So we have 5 government contracts since 2018. Those contracts come from a unit called DSU, Deliver Services Unit. They are direct contracts with the Department of Family and Children's Services. And those contracts include the CCFA, which is Comprehensive Child and Family Assessments, the PUP contract, which is Prevention of Unnecessary Out-of-Home Placement. That's the contract we do most of our assessments from. We have a wrap contract, and that contract is what allows us to transport foster children, do the behavior aid services, and do supervised visitation for parents that are involved with the Department of Family and Children's Services. And then we have the drug screening contract, and that contract is what allows us to drug screen in the 23 counties that we are eligible to screen. My mind is blanking on my last one, but I do have 5, and I'm so sorry.
You've done enough, babe. Just move on.
You've done a lot.
Oh,
We believe you.
Sorry. So we have the CCFA, WRAP, PUP,
Parenting and drug screening.
parenting and then the drug screening. I'm sorry. Yes, that is I have a parenting contract specific to parenting. So it's a separate contract. That's the one I was forgetting, is the parenting contract with the Department of Family and Children's Services.
Okay, and then are you, here in Forsyth County specifically, are you a member of any committees or boards that relate to the issue of child abuse and child wellness?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what those boards that you serve on or have served on in the past are?
I served on the Child Fatality Review Board in this county for 13 years. And so I'm no longer on that board, but I did serve on that board. Right now I'm on the Substance Abuse Coalition Committee. I'm in the Mental Health Coalition Committee. Those are the 2 committees that I'm currently serving on.
And are you a member of the LIPT team for Forsyth County?
Yes, ma'am. I also am I sit on the board for the LIPT team in Forsyth County, Dawson County, and Hall County as well.
And could you tell the jury what LIPT stands for?
I don't know the exact what LIPT is where we come once a month and we staff all of the cases that families are having, like the situations families are having that they can't come up with a solution with the community resources.
Thank you, Volstorm, for paying your fine. You may now come back to the chat, and I'll stop yelling at you.
That are already in place. And so that committee is a team of mental health professionals that come together to better serve the client that's having the issues.
And now, have you ever testified in court before?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you ever been qualified as an expert before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so at this time, we would tender Maureen Bixler as an expert in trauma, child abuse, neglect, mental health, and parental fitness, Your Honor.
I'm going to object, and I would ask that the jurors be excused for this.
Oh,
She wants to-
ladies and gentlemen, I need to excuse you. Thank you for
She's
understanding.
objecting to her as an expert? Really?
You may be seated.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm calling for fuck's sake on the
And you
on
can't
the
even hear her. Can she not just talk into the microphone? How hard is it?
Look, she is just mad at those cheekbones. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. I mean, this is a beautiful woman.
Yes.
For fuck's sake has been called on the bingo card because this is just unbelievable. If this woman is not an expert, who is?
I guess she's probably, I can't remember, but I guess it's going to be to the parental fitness aspect.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
So
She's
here
going
we
to
go
object to that.
again.
But of all the people, this is the person that the state would call in if she had any
She
objectionable
works for the
facts.
state.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. How can well them
She
being good
wanna be-
parents isn't germane to this case of them abusing their child. Do what now?
Lord.
Do I need to pull
This-
out the Freud beard again? Because someone explain how this is working.
Machine.
Your Honor, based on the
Just daggers.
areas to which the defense is seeking to admit this witness, I think it's going straight, it's a blatant violation of the court's prior ruling about parental fitness.
Oh,
And I
parental
fail to
fitness,
understand how this is even relevant to the state at this point.
But let me just ask, Ms. Bedard, what I understand.
What's she
the area that
testify to?
Having been qualified for, what is she going to testify to?
I knew he was going to
Yeah,
ask
she's going to
that.
testify about her.
Judge does something annoying. What a dick.
Oh.
What a dick, and judge does something annoying. Again, like, why does he get to ask, like, what's she gonna say? Isn't that what depositions were for earlier? Don't you do
Yeah.
depositions of the state was allowed to depose these witnesses before this trial. So why are they acting like we don't know what she's going to say? Well, did you depose her?
No, they don't, and I don't know why they don't. But none of our families have ever had a deposition done. I think
Because
because
it'd be
they can opt
devastating to
out.
their case.
Yeah, they can opt out. Like Stephen Mesner can say no to it. Like he doesn't have to. Like I think in Florida, it's just part of discovery. It goes along with any lawsuits, any trials, but it just doesn't happen here, and that's messed up.
All right, I'm calling what a dick, and judge does something annoying. Now, maybe this is all within the rules in Georgia. I don't know. I just find it really weird that you don't know what these
they could also
people are going to
voir
say.
Even if they didn't
knows
do
what
deposition.
she's gonna say. That's why she doesn't want it, because she knows she's read the
She
reports
knows.
that Maureen handed over to DFACS.
Of course.
She doesn't want that
Ongoing
in.
treatment and evaluation of the Hernandez family, specifically in relation to the DFACS case, as well as DFACS protocol in the case and the best interest of the child, Emma Hernandez. So she does have extensive clinical training in the field of child abuse and therapy, as well as ruling out child abuse as explanations in specific cases.
Okay.
And again, we believe her resume speaks for itself in terms of her experience in this field.
She gonna testify as to her opinion as to whether or not child abuse was committed?
Yes, she is going to
Okay,
testify.
what authority do we have someone be able to do that?
Well,
You let Stephen Mesner do it.
Wait, yeah. What do you mean?
Evidence that will assist the
Well,
jury.
isn't she
Yeah.
operating under the same, mandated reporter ideas?
Yes.
So at any point, if she had seen any implication or any sign of child abuse, she would be required to report it. Since she didn't, isn't that, negative of something can prove a positive?
I'm confused.
Making a determination of the ultimate issue here, which is whether my clients are guilty of aggravated assault, aggravated battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the first degree. Maureen Bixler, what is contracted with by the state, has extensive experience in DFACS, et cetera.
Ms. Bixler, you've been qualified in Superior Court.
As an expert,
Yes, ma'am.
let me think for a second. I've been to a lot of them. Yes, sir.
And what did you testify in Superior Court to?
Well, I believe, I thought that I might be wrong, so I'm not, but when you called me, when I've testified before here, I was sworn in as an expert.
No, I'm not talking about, in this case, you mean?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm talking about in a trial.
No, sir.
You never been qualified.
No, sir.
You testified in juvenile court.
Correct.
Actually, you testify as parental fitness there primarily.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So. All right. Counsel, I'll give you a few minutes to look at this. I've looked at this issue and basically expert testimony about child abuse are generally not admissible in criminal trials.
Oh, God.
And
What?
basically it is to be determined by the jury at the ultimate issue.
What?
But Your Honor, you've already qualified a child abuse pediatrician.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was medical. That's his
That was
answer.
medical. That was medical. Oh, this is crazy. Are you telling me that your state of Georgia, they only allow the state's experts to testify whether it's child abuse or not, but the defense can't have any?
Yeah,
Is that how this
exactly.
works in Georgia?
In this courthouse at least.
And wasn't she hired by the state initially? Sorry, I
Yes.
need my internal bird head going on
she works
for
for the
this
state.
judge.
She was hired by them, and Matt and Taki are paying her. I think it ended up being almost $2,000 just to sit there that day to testify. So she's being paid, but she originally was contracted by the state for so many
Unreal.
services.
Well, and I don't understand because she can give her opinion. It's just like, Dr. Mesner giving his opinion. She's not telling the jury, my professional opinion means that you automatically have to change what you think. It's simply saying, in my professional opinion, I didn't see any signs of child abuse.
And that's
Now,
what she wants to testify to.
Yeah, and again, she's got so many qualifications. You would think the state, if they did any investigation, oh,
I feel like if Auntie Sue were the judge right now, we wouldn't be having
we
this
know.
conversation
Exactly.
no.
at all. She would have just overruled it and been like, "Nope, we're going, like we're going forward." But we have Judge Dick Inson, and that's what we get now. This is
Ooh,
just
what about Dick Tater?
Dick.
I like that.
Dick what?
His last name should be Tater. Dick Tater, not Dick
Tater.
and Son.
Dick Tater.
I like that. I thought you said hater, and I was
So
like,
did I. I was
well,
like,
I mean,
I mean,
no,
we do hate
he
him.
doesn't remind me of Lindsey Graham that much. So I was trying to understand the reference because I'm all for a joke.
Someone was testifying as to their evaluation, apparently, of the parties and the families. They testified to the court about parental fitness. Is that correct?
I believe that's one of the areas, but we are seeking to, we just want to get the evidence that is reliable and
Yes, ma'am.
credible before the jury.
Yes, ma'am, and I want to get the evidence, the highest and best evidence
What the
that's
fuck?
admissible in the state of Georgia.
I hate him.
So it has to be admissible, not just evidence. It has to be admissible evidence.
And Your Honor,
You
given that
are
Ms.
not a nice
Bixler
person.
was contracted with by the state, then my clients were required to use her services. And one of the things that, well, and in fact, Your Honor, may I allow?
She can possibly testify as to a fact issue. She doesn't have to be an expert for that.
Well, Your Honor.
But if she's going to testify that these are good parents or that.
I want to
that,
choose
you know,
violence.
that she doesn't
Flux is
believe
choosing
that
violence.
child abuse was committed,
I want
she
to
can't
choose
do that.
violence.
Why can't
Why
she
not?
do that?
because that's why we have a jury, Ms. Bernard.
Oh,
That does not make any sense.
And then why did we have doctors come in? Why couldn't we just have
Why
what's
couldn't we
her
just tell the
face
jury?
Nellie Olson come in and say that their leg was broke? I mean, if
that's
She
their
said,
leg.
why not, Your Honor? I mean, my God, why not?
And look at it. Look at how he cuts her off.
And
Yeah.
Watch this.
You know, that she doesn't believe that the child abuse was committed, she can't do that.
why not, Your Honor?
Because that's why we have a jury, Ms. Bernard.
And
As
we
well.
have expert witnesses to advise them and give them information. And so if I
Yes,
may
ma'am.
argue the witness further regarding the role. that
Yes, ma'am,
she
based on medical certainty standard, yes, ma'am. Not on somebody who's a therapist or someone who's evaluated on a psychological evaluation.
Why?
They can't come in and say.
You
based on their
made them get
psychological
one.
evaluation that they don't believe child abuse
Is the
occurred.
judge
Your Honor, may I?
is the judge saying
Why are
psychological evidence isn't real?
Does it matter?
No
Yes.
That's not
psychological.
allowed.
He's just saying no psychologist ever can ever testify because it's not real. He literally. How is he on the bench?
I don't know. I don't know.
Has
but-
he ever been to a trial?
Okay, I've seen lots of trials and I've seen lots of psychological evidence and therapist testimony come in
Yeah.
as expert witnesses. So
You know what I want so bad, and Spike wants this. I don't know if Jeb's ever going to be able to do it. I want the best moments of Judge Dickinson. And I want like just a whole documentary. It could be a full 2-hour length movie of all of the nonsense that this man did during this trial. Just think about every little thing that he says and denies. You could make a full featured length film.
He just said psychologists and therapists can't testify in court.
You know,
Yeah, I
I
mean, is
hadn't
that
agreed
real?
with him
I'm
for all
checking.
the time, and now he's my best friend.
No, don't you remember Dr. Muffins and Dr. Lick
well,
His Lips
okay, but that was a different state and it was a civil trial, so we can't compare the two. However,
But
wait a
I
minute.
do
Key
believe-
Georgia rules. No, there is no general rule in Georgia criminal courts that bans psychological experts or reports as evidence. In fact, expert testimony from psychologists and psychiatrists is commonly allowed and used in criminal cases for competency, insanity defenses, mitigation in sentencing, or other mental health issues. The rules 24-7-707 explicitly states that in criminal proceedings, the opinions of experts on any question of science, skill, trade, or like question shall always be admissible. Shall always. Expert testimony rule says that Georgia follows the Daubert-like standard, reliability plus relevance. For expert evidence in criminal cases, the judge acts as a gatekeeper to ensure the testimony is based on sufficient facts and data, reliable principles, methods, and properly applied to the case. Psychological evaluations can qualify if they meet this.
Think about this. If she said that, if she had written reports that Taki had abusive tendencies and bad behaviors with red flags,
they would have let that in. They would let all of that in.
No, I do want clip. I need to find a single clip of him allowing a psychiatrist in another criminal case.
Right?
Yeah, really.
Right?
Because he hold to this on all things? And again, the jury is smart enough to know that this is an expert from the defense, that they don't have to take her word as gospel. And there is an instruction about, expert witnesses, that you can give them the weight, their testimony, the weight that you feel it deserves.
This guy made me, All
right, so this could be the issue.
The judge is a dumbass?
No, I think because there's an exception in child abuse cases in Georgia where they won't let a psychologist give their opinion on whether or not abuse occurred, but they're letting Dr. Messner do that.
Yeah, they've let the state say,
And
yes,
Dr.
this is
Tang.
child abuse.
But it says that in Georgia, child abuse, including sexual abuse and other bad abuse criminal cases, the situation you describe is common, often leads to exclusion of such expert testimony. Judges frequently limit or exclude defense hired or even state evaluated psychological experts when their opinion directly or indirectly addresses whether the parents are or are not abusers, as this can cross into prohibited areas. Yeah, because it gets the state in trouble. I mean, I can't think of a reason why.
Well, then why are the parents required to pay for these people if they're not used in court?
Yeah, good question. If it can't be used in court, why are they paying for it? And are you telling me that if this person observed them being inappropriate with the children, that they wouldn't use it?
They wouldn't be allowed to?
Because I don't think that's the case.
No.
I don't know.
It seems like another poorly written statute that has unintended consequences, because God forbid our legislators, write statutes that are clear to understand.
Well, I can't remember.
Other than the ones that give themselves raise.
I can't remember if she finds any case law or not, but I mean, essentially, I guess that's what you would need.
This is just bizarre. Parental fitness evaluations are far more common and broadly allowed in civil family court proceedings. In criminal trials where the state is prosecuting the parents for child abuse, the rules are stricter. The focus is on guilt, innocence of specific criminal acts, not best interests of the child or long-term fitness for custody. But this is a problem that needs to be addressed, because if the parents are fit and every expert that has watched them says they're fit, that should be evidence in a criminal investigation against them. This is crazy.
How many people are sitting in prison wrongfully just for this?
Because the evidence wasn't allowed in. I mean, this is stupid. It says relevance and ultimate issue problems. Testimony that the parents are fit and not abusive, capable of safe parenting, or low risk can be seen as indirectly opining on whether the abuse occurred or on the defendant's character. This overlaps with prohibitions on profile evidence and ultimate issue opinions. The judge must find the expert's methods reliable and helpful to the jury, and a general fitness opinion may not address the specific allegations, but I don't know how it couldn't in this case. Courts worry it could confuse the jury or turn the criminal trial into a custody hearing. What?
How could it
doesn't make any sense.
So the state is allowed to use their opinions to render custody arrangements, so break up families akin to the death penalty. But in defense of your liberty, you are not allowed to use this because we don't trust the American citizenry to listen to the instruction. You may give each expert testimony the weight that you feel it deserves. We feel like we're too stupid. Then why are we letting citizens be judges or juries at all? If we believe they are so stupid as to, be hoodwinked by an expert, it calls into question, why does this judge even believe, or do the people that are writing these statutes even believe in jury trials?
Yeah, this is outrageous. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm too medium smart for this. I don't get it. Someone's going to have to explain it to me. Someone from Georgia. I wish I knew a lawyer in Georgia who could explain. Catherine needs to get on this program already. I have questions.
We want to talk to Catherine
regarding the admissibility of medical certainty.
Yes, ma'am, I stated my reason, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
understand the court's ruling correctly, it is appropriate for the state to bring in doctors from Children's Hospital of Atlanta who can testify with medical certainty about child abuse.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have understood the court's ruling correctly on that. However, when we bring forward a witness who has worked at every level of DFACS and who was specifically contracted by the state to review and investigate this matter of the Hernandez family, someone who has extensive experience in the role of evaluating families for child abuse, trauma, neglect, and her specialty of complex trauma, I'm not sure what the difference is.
Well, I will give you some time to give me some authority. 15 minutes.
Oh my. Oh, so you can't explain. You can't answer her. So you just put it back on her. Go get me some authority. Holy shit. Wow. Unfucking real. I'm calling it unfucking real. We've had for fuck's
just
sake
gets
and
worse.
Unfucking real. It just gets worse. All right, let's see
Also,
what she
is
comes
that
up
Marsha Clark
Miracle of miracles,
with
I
the
have found a
curly
case that I
perm
believe-
haircut in the
Here?
second seat? Yeah.
This woman? No, I think it's a braid. I think it's a wait. Is that a braid? It looks
Is
like
that
her
a
hair
woman?
might.
Well, I was
It
confused.
is.
I couldn't
Yeah.
tell Marsha Clark or cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers.
That's
So
that woman. That's a woman, and that's her hair. There's no braid. That's
Okay.
just curly, fluffy hair and
Hair
a really
talk
bad haircut.
has been called bad
Oh,
hair.
so it's just terrible.
I'm
Oh,
calling
that's
bad hair
she
also
went
because
for
I
the
hate it.
It's Pat
It looks
haircut.
like a faux hawk
Pat.
from this angle.
It's Pat.
It's
Pat.
Pat.
That's like she saw
Um,
It's Pat and was like, you know what, that's my style. I'm staying there.
We all hate the prosecutor. I'm calling that.
Yes.
And I said, for fuck's sake, also unfucking real. I'm calling that. If I could find it on my bingo card. I know it. Oh, there it is. It's right next to for fuck's sake. All right. Here we go.
Be very on point for guidance here,
Okay.
and it's going to be.
Wait, what did she say? Did she say miracle of miracles?
Miracle of miracles. I have found a case that I believe would be very on point for.
Wonder, wonder, miracle of miracles. I found a case law that's going to win. She's breaking into a musical right now. Miracle of miracles. I just found one.
Oh, this would be me walking in like there would be a hitch in my get along. Like people would think I'm skipping. And it'd be like me walking up. Like
15 minutes.
Miracle of miracles. I have found a case that I believe would be very on point for guidance here,
Okay.
and it's going to be Cedar Rock versus the state, and that is.
I'm looking forward to it.
246 Georgia Appeal 736. It's a 2000 case where the Court of Appeals affirmed a conviction where a psychotherapist was qualified as an expert in the area of forensic evaluation of child sexual abuse. That was
Okay, Rumble, there is a Rumble rant. Thank you, chat, for alerting me. I don't know why StreamYard doesn't show me those. Anima Rumper, thanks for the 2, says, here is to supporting the medium favorite journalist. I'm only your medium favorite? I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fine. Medium favorite is good enough.
found to be not an abuse of discretion, and provided opinions regarding other people's statements about whether or not this was actually child sexual abuse in that case. And it specifically refers to the resume of the individual offering the opinion, where the psychotherapist was employed by the State Center for Children, had master's degree in child and family studies and master of social work degree, received 16 months of specialized training on child maltreatment with an emphasis on child sexual abuse, had trained to be a therapist, interviewer, and evaluator, lectured on topic, was a licensed master social worker, and in employment conducted evaluations, interviews, and did therapy with a number of children daily. So it's very, very, very much on point with what we are dealing with here.
And what was the testimony? What did they give expert opinion on, so we can all make sure we're on the same page?
I hate this man.
Let's see.
I know, me too.
Vicki Fadley was qualified as trial and expert of forensic evaluation and therapy of child abuse victims, and she testified about the process of a forensic evaluation to determine whether or not a child has been sexually abused, and therapy is the process of providing support to a child who has been abused. And she testified that it was not unusual for a child to endure sexual abuse yet keep it a secret, even where the child might have a safe outlet. And because the primary evidence against the defendant was the victim's statements, the defendant argued that the testimony improperly swayed the jury's decision. And the court, noted, of course, the qualification of an expert witness is within the sound discretion of the trial judge. And a witness may be qualified as an expert based on knowledge gained through study or experience. And so I think this is much more on point than I was expecting.
And what is your expert witness going to testify to?
She's going to testify about her investigation of the records of this case and what she discovered in the records. Having extensive experience in DFACS at all levels, she is well qualified to opine on whether protocols were appropriately followed in the case, and whether or not that gives the jury any indication as to whether again, proper investigatory protocols were followed that would allow the determination made by the state to be reliable for their consideration. But of course, I do also want to emphasize that.
I just want to know what she's going to testify to.
Oh my God.
She will be testifying about her extensive interactions, particularly with Ms. Hernandez as a counselor, but also with Mr. Hernandez, also her observations of interactions with the children, and mostly the evaluations that were conducted on the parents in order to determine whether or not they have sort of a constellation of psychological conditions, problems with emotional dysregulation, and all of the other pattern and criteria that she has determined through her skill, training, and experience are indicative of whether or not the individual is likely to commit child abuse.
So there'll be the profile.
There.
Is that correct?
And Your Honor,
Profile of a child abuser?
if we can ask the witness if that would be an accurate way that she would describe her work.
Yes, Your Honor. And basically ruling out through mental health counseling and reading factual information if somebody meets criteria of disorders that would lead to someone being more likely to be a child abuser.
So we do want to emphasize, and I apologize if I did not make this sufficiently clear at the previous statement, Your Honor, but she is not here to make the jury's decision for them. She is here to assist them as an expert witness based on her extensive training in these patterns, criteria, and other scientific and technical evidence.
Scientifical?
Okay, so.
I like that word.
All right. Ms. Yee?
I think we could call fake words.
The state is completely different from what is trying to be accomplished here. So Roth has to do with a forensic interviewer interviewing a child. And it has to do with statements of the child made during this forensic interview. This is the defendant's statements to the counselor, which is prohibited here, Your Honor. That is not allowed statutorily.
Okay, those are annoying hand gestures. You are right. Annoying hand gestures has
annoying
been
face, annoying back of the head, just annoying.
Stand up
Annoying
straight.
person.
I Look, you're gonna get a dowager's hump. This is how you get a hump.
This is how you get a dowager's hump. God, just saying that word makes me
I
wanna pull
know.
my
I'm
shoulders
I'm
back.
over here like I'm
Oh, I'm
doing the
so
my
terrified.
big fat Greek wedding too, where I'm like, I hold your neck, you hold mine, okay? You know, it's like you need a sister around to tell you these things. Like,
Yeah.
ma'am with the curly haircut. No.
Jessica is no help, I assure you. She
Step
is
off the
no
bench
help.
unless there's something else you want me to know. Let's step off the bench and be back with you in about 10 minutes.
Well, and yes, Your Honor, I did also want to note that
Oh, boy.
in speaking with the witness, she has actually been qualified as an expert in Superior Court on a number of custody cases in, I believe, Cobb, Hall, Gwinnett, Whitfield, Forsyth. So she has been qualified.
Any criminal cases,
Well, they have had to do with the best interest of the child, Your Honor.
which is a different standard than we apply here. We are not looking at the best interest of the child from a legal standard, correct?
I wish we were.
There is something so wrong about
Oh,
that.
here, Catherine, she said, I wish we were.
Legally, we have a much lower standard here for what the defendants have to provide evidence of.
Yes, ma'am. I don't talk about the defendant, I'm talking about the nature of these proceedings. They're criminal.
Yes,
We are not looking at issues related to child custody, which the standard is the best interest of the child. Everybody wants the best interest of children. No one needs to get that wrong. It's just that these are criminal proceedings. So I'll be back.
I hate
Thank
all
you.
of this. I hate him.
All right, so counsel, I have looked at the Sahar case, which I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that, 246 Georgia Appeal 736. In reading that case, I think one of the main issues was whether or not the expert witness was qualified. I found that the individual was. The other issue was regarding forensic interviewing, that involving the alleged victim of some form of sexual abuse. Our appellate court has acknowledged that that type of testimony can be provided by an expert, and therefore that case was affirmed. So I've looked at that, and I've also looked at three other cases, which I'll give you the sites. Smith versus the State, 206 Georgia Appeal 557, Gilstrap versus the State, 215 Georgia Appeal 180, and then we have Collar, COLLAR versus the State, 206 Georgia Appeal 448. Court looks at anyone who has been accused of committing child abuse or sexual abuse of a child as to be what's generally referred to as a child abuser. So we have several cases here that involve sexual molestation. The Collar case addresses a child abuser specifically and basically addresses this issue regarding, in that case, Collar, they were offering a psychiatrist's testimony that the defendant did not fit a child abuser profile. And well, that expert was not in court that day. There was a proffer made, but the result essentially found by the court was that, citing Jeanette versus the State, 197, 580, these are all still good law. It said, this court affirmed the exclusion of opinion evidence concerning the child abuser profile because the testimony went to the credibility of the defendant and we don't, we haven't really gotten that, but where it also says, and was not beyond the ken of jurors. It says, profile is
So the jury is enough.
argument that they have to have an expert witness is not necessary because the jury can make that determination. And
Damn it, Mo, now I'm going to have that song stuck in my head all day.
Smith versus State.
I'm sorry, it
also
was either
cited
that or the
Jeanette.
Sheldon
It says
Mike Barbie, made out with your kin.
the profile testimony sought to be introduced by the defendant. I'm adding defendant, it says appellate. goes to the credibility and believability of appellate's own testimony that he did not commit the act charged, and further speaks to the ultimate facts as to whether the appellate committed those acts. From the extensive testimony and cross-examination of the various witnesses at trial, the jury, without help of expert opinion, could have determined the credibility and truthfulness of all the witnesses and could have formed independent opinions as to the victim's truthfulness and the appellate's capability to perform the action which he is accused of. These
So
determinations
basically,
do not
this
involve
judge wants to force the defendants to testify on their own behalf. Because if they don't, there's nobody. How is the jury going to believe them?
Well,
If no one
also-
else is allowed to testify on their behalf, that means they have to, which is a violation of their Fifth Amendment rights.
Well, also, the statute reads that if someone is charged with these crimes, they're considered an abuser. Isn't that taking away the assumption or presumption of innocence?
I thought that was weird too. I thought that was weird too. Like, what do you mean you consider them a child abuser just because they're charged? That's not how our system works. Who the hell is doing is setting this up in Georgia? Who's doing this? Like,
And
why?
that went back to 1975. The whole it wasn't beyond the ken of the jury. So this idea, this rationale hasn't been thoroughly examined since 1975.
Wow.
It hasn't been renewed.
51
Thank
years
you,
ago.
legislators.
51 years. Yeah, thank you, Georgia legislatures. Boy, I wonder what they're up to. I wonder what they've been doing. Probably naming post offices after themselves.
No, working on their cost of living raise, for per diem.
Yeah.
That is the only time you get to see state senators and state congress people really doing their job, busting
Yeah, they
hump.
really they show up for those votes, but they can't show up to fix this shit.
Nope, that's
unique in the
impossible.
serious areas of human response, necessitating expert testimony. So my reading of these cases and my understanding of what Ms. Bixler would be offered in that group, she has interviewed apparently the Hernandez family. Court finds it would not be appropriate for her to give her opinion.
Oh God.
And I'm just reading Jen Rett. It's clear to the court that this type of expert testimony would not be permitted. So, Ms. Bernard, if she's going to testify to something different or factual, I'll look at that. But if she's going to be testifying relating to issues whether or not child abuse was committed by the defendants, that's outside the parameters of what this court looks at the Jen Rett cases and these other cases I've cited to you. We don't use expert witnesses in those areas. Now, of course, juvenile court's totally different, and they can rely on those types of things. They're looking at different issues. The issue before this jury is whether or not the state can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendants committed the acts of child abuse, and so are the actions that have been charged specifically. So, court finds that the expert testimony will not be allowed.
And we'll go ahead and make the continuing objection based on the fact that the state has already been permitted to introduce evidence from medical experts going to the ultimate issue of child abuse. We are merely seeking to offer psychological evidence that goes to the ultimate issue of child abuse. So it's pretty much a mirror situation. So we'll make that continuing objection. Furthermore, the abiding by the court's ruling would unconstitutionally prejudice our client's rights because this is poor evidence as to intent, one of the key issues for the jury to find, which is in fact in situations where there are complicated, traumatic, emotional and psychological situations, that it is beyond the ken of the average juror, and that somebody with the stellar resume that Maureen Bixler has is extremely well qualified to provide assistance to a Forsyth County jury on questions of child abuse, neglect, trauma.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Will this witness testify as to any factual basis? You need the witness for that purpose?
Quite extensively, Your Honor.
Okay, and so we'll bring her in for factual issues.
yes, there will be extensive factual issues.
Why? How many times do you have to ask her the same question?
I'll tell the jury that I don't know. I'll hear from counsel. How do you want me to address the
At
jury?
least
How do you
900
want
times.
How do you want us
How
to
do
What do you
tell?
mean you don't
want
know?
to address that?
I'll tell the jury. Well, I don't know, Yee. What do you want me to tell the jury? Is he fucking for real right now?
Not to mention the
Yeah, look
jury
where he's
doesn't know
looking.
what you're supposed to tell them, so they're not expecting anything.
Right.
Honest to
There's
God.
no reason to tell the jury anything.
Yeah, what?
Until
Like,
they go
what is-
past your parameters or whatever, I guess. But like, what is he even talking about?
I'm not going to allow
Is
her
he
to testify
trying
as
to
an
like
expert
be a
witness.
And
prosecutor
Your Honor, I
too?
think you should tell the
Like, he
jury
misses
why
it?
you were not
Wait,
Oh,
he's
look at your
he's
Catherine.
not going to allow her to testify as an expert witness.
allowing her to testify as an expert witness.
I'm going to tell them the court's made that decision now.
So he's not going to tell them why. He's just going to say, we're not letting her testify as an expert witness.
To be fair, other judges will say, I mean, even in, like trials where bad lawyers are getting dressed down, they will say, like, we had some lawyer stuff to talk about,
Yeah.
we're going to send you off too. So even, I think the only judge that didn't hide it was Borowski. And look, it's Borowski.
Borowski. Yeah. Judge Borowski is hilarious. What a beast. What a beast. All right,
Wow.
let's see. Emil says, oh, I got that one already. Let's see. I'm past that. SF, thanks for the 5. They have low continuous education hours each year because let's face it, how many new ways can they actually learn how to steal children? True, there's really only there's a limited amount. Emil C says, Catherine, WTF, thanks to the 2.
Yeah.
And
hang out with
Emil
us.
C, thanks to the 2, trying to keep the chat up and funny. We appreciate it. And Emil says, I made a bad joke about Jen. Sorry, love. We missed it, so you're fine. You're forgiven. Should I send you to the fundraiser for contempt of chat? I mean, you could always go there and pay a fine. SF, thanks for the 5, because he hoped he had sufficiently kept the witness out and was surprised there was additional information. Ugh, yeah, that's probably why he did it. That's why. All right.
Wow.
Let's hear how he
Wow,
handles
Reed.
this, and then we're going to call it for the day.
Perfect.
I think we need Catherine gives good face. Did you see the face she gave the jury as they came in? Like, sorry, guys. Like, I
I
tried.
love that face she gives, though.
Yeah.
It's just so like.
I missed it. Let's see. Oh yeah.
It's like the Disney princess. Like,
Yes. We're called Catherine gives good face.
Ladies and gentlemen, just before your departure, Ms. Bixler was tendered to the court as an expert witness. The court has undertaken its evaluation of what the testimony would be along with the law. In the state of Georgia at this time, the court is not qualifying Ms. Bixler as an expert witness. Therefore, she will not be giving opinion testimony.
And Your Honor, we will of course continue to make our objection regarding Ms. Bixler's excellent qualifications on the subject of child
In front
abuse,
of the
neglect,
jury.
trauma, and parental
Yep.
That's
She's not giving
amazing.
opinion.
All right.
What did he say?
As long as she doesn't give an opinion.
And certainly,
All right.
Wow.
That is where we are going to call it for today. It is absolutely awful. I hate this judge. Thank God that they were acquitted, even with his bad behavior.
Despite this, yeah.
Despite this, I mean, crazy. I have another rant on Rumble. Thanks for the $1, JD. Corey says, late was in trial. Also look at locals. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me check locals. I had locals open here a second ago, but I guess I must have meganfox.locals.com. I did have a live chat going over there. Why aren't I logged in? Why are you making me log in again? I was literally just in here setting up the live chat.
The logins really don't like you lately.
Jameson.
oh no.
one's gonna be a good one.
Yes.
I'm so 101 ways to eat a baby.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh no, Jameson, this is great. Thank you so much. This is a great way to end this show. This is how we all feel. I feel we all feel this deeply. And this judge sucks. And yes, he's very demonic, and I'm sure he does eat babies. I'm sure that's true. That is not defamatory in any way. You look like the type of person who eats babies, Judge Dickinson. You suck.
Megan, the magic word is I said what I said.
I said what I said. I'll say what I want. Whatever I want. This is America. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah. That it's the 87th Amendment.
And Judge Dickinson looks like a guy who eats babies. Just say, I mean, look at him.
You should reach out to Catherine and just ask her. Just be like, come on.
Catherine's never coming on the show now. I just said Judge Dickinson eats babies.
Fair point.
You won't know that happened.
That's true. She's not watching this. She's busy. She's in trial.
Yeah, she's doing like adult people stuff.
Because there's so many things we could ask her about, like, you know, how far the law was pushed in this trial. And like,
yeah,
I'd love to know that.
Yeah. And
well, it
if
does
there are
appear that there are other cases where this is like usual, where judges will say no to this and your clients are just up shit's creek and they can't have any experts to testify on their behalf. It seems like he is not wrong. The Georgia law allows him to do this.
but the fact that it hasn't been challenged since 1975, are there any looks at challenging it legislatively? I know that
should be
much
Maybe if
more
that's
difficult.
what we need to do, maybe we need to go to legislators about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're supposed to be able to launch a vigorous defense. And I do not call this a vigorous defense. There's no way that this is that keeping out all their
You're not allowed
witnesses,
to.
keeping out the parental fitness witnesses, especially ones hired by the state. That is not a vigorous defense. They are being stymied. They are being handcuffed and not allowed to put on a defense. And that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not a good.
And
That's
the
not what
basis of the
Constitution
statute,
says.
starting with the presumption that they are an abuser. Again, how is that constitutional?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Okay, we will be back with the rest of this testimony. I'm thinking Thursday. I'm going to shoot for Thursday. And if we can do it on Thursday at the same time, but I still haven't looked at my calendar. So ladies, stay tuned. I will let you know. And of course, chat, I will let you know as well. It's been a lot of fun. Check out Mo in the Deep End. Make sure that you're subscribed to her channel. She's criminally undersubbed. So is House of Flux, by the way. And Flux is a lot of fun. She does a lot of gaming and ranting at the same time. You would like that. And Jennifer Williams, make sure everybody goes over to youarethepower.net and does your volunteer work. Volunteer to help them because they are doing amazing work in every state. And they might need a state chapter person, in your state. So why don't you go and check out what youarethepower.net is doing, sign up for their newsletters, sign up to help these families, do some letter writing campaigns, volunteer, because it's really important work. I'm going to go put my laundry away and take hangry bike riding. So that's it for me.
Fun.
Nice.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Have a great rest of your
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're
a
trying
look.
to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.